What if you could place a multi-billion-dollar bet to turn a huge, sprawling suburb into its own self-sufficient city? Well, that's not some hypothetical. It's exactly what's happening in Thane right now. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how they're pulling it off.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this isn't some concept art for a city in 2077. Nope. This is the actual blueprint for Thane's future. And the best part, they've already broken ground. But look, this massive vision, it's not just about cool, shiny new buildings. It's about solving a really frustrating problem that's right at the heart of the city. So how do you go about fixing what is honestly one of the world's biggest traffic nightmares? Yeah, before we can even talk about the amazing solutions, we have to get real about the problem. And trust me, if you've ever driven in or around Thane, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
See, for decades, the city's main lifeline has also been its biggest choke point. Imagine all the traffic, all the connectivity between east and west being forced down one single, completely overloaded road, Godbunder Road. The city's growth has literally been strangled by its total reliance on this one route.
So what does that actually feel like for people on the ground? It feels like this number, 90 minutes. That's how long the average, soul-crushing, bumper-to-bumper drive is from Thane to Borivali. A trip that, let's be honest, should take a fraction of that time. So how on earth do you fix a problem that big? Well, you can't just build another road. That's a Band-Aid. No, you have to design an entirely new system from the ground up. And that's what this is, a brilliant, multi-layered master plan where everything works together.
And that brings us back to this incredible image. But now, you're not just looking at a cool drawing. You're looking at the solution. It's a 5-layer grid, and it's designed to do one super important thing: spread out the traffic. The whole point is to make sure no single road ever gets that clogged again.
All right, so what are these 5 layers? Let's break it down. First up, you've got a total game changer, a twin tunnel for a direct east-west shot. Second, a huge metro backbone for awesome public transport. Third, parallel relief roads. Think of a new coastal road to give you another option. Fourth, brand new bridges to open up completely new routes. And finally, number 5, upgrading the highways we already have. See, it's a whole web of solutions, not just one. Okay, so within that big 5-layer plan, there are 3 projects that are just on another level. I mean, they're so ambitious, you can only call them epic game changers. These 3 are really the heart of the whole thing. Game changer number 1 is this absolute beast of an engineering project. We're talking about a twin tunnel, almost 23 kilometers long, that's being drilled deep underneath the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. This thing isn't just another road. It's a super fast, direct link connecting Thane to the western suburbs. So remember that painful 90-minute commute we talked about? What does this tunnel do to it? It turns it into this: 15 minutes. Yeah, you heard that right. It cuts the travel time by over 70%. That's not just an improvement. That completely changes people's daily lives. You know, the analysis I was reading put it perfectly. It said this tunnel basically makes going from Thane to Borivali feel like you're just traveling within the same neighborhood. It totally redraws the mental map of how you get around the whole area. All right, game changer number 2, the metro backbone. And we're not just talking about one new metro line here. This is about weaving 5 different lines together. Lines 4, 4A, 5, 10, plus a ring metro. The idea is to connect them all into one smooth, seamless network. It's basically going to be the new public transport spine for the whole region. And finally, our third game changer, the Thane Coastal Road. The best way to think about this is like a strategic relief valve for all that pressure. It's a brand new, nearly 13.5-kilometer elevated road that runs parallel to Godbunder. It gives drivers a fast, modern alternative, and it's what will finally break that crazy dependence on the one old road. Okay, so we've talked a lot about concrete, steel, and faster travel times. But this is about so much more than just getting from A to B. All this new connectivity, it's literally laying the foundation for brand new economic hubs. This infrastructure is creating amazing investment opportunities, basically from scratch. And if you want to see this transformation in action, look no further than Waggle Estate. For a long time, it was just a standard industrial zone. But now, because of all this new connectivity, it's turning into Thane's new central business district. They're even calling it a mini BKC, with IT parks, big corporate offices, a whole new economic identity.
And look, this doesn't just happen overnight. There's a really clear phased plan. Right now, we're in phase 1, with all the building going on. But then, starting around 2026, when the metro and the tunnel actually open up, that's when demand is expected to just explode. And by 2030, the whole area will have matured into a fully developed business district.
So if you're someone who pays attention to the market, this is the number you've been waiting for. The expected capital appreciation, the rise in value, for commercial property in Waggle Estate is projected to be a staggering 25 to 40%. And that's all directly because of this transformation.
But hey, the story doesn't end with Waggle Estate. If you look a bit further out, you'll see Kalyan is also popping up as a huge growth center. Because of where it sits in this new network of trains and metros, it's becoming a major junction. It's on track to become the single biggest transport hub in all of eastern Mumbai. This table here gives us a really interesting side-by-side for anyone thinking about investing. It puts Kalyana up against the more established Navi Mumbai. And you can see the trade-off, right? Kalyan has a lower price to get in and maybe more potential for long-term growth. Navi Mumbai is less risky and micro-faster in the short term. It's a classic risk versus reward decision.
All right, let's pull all of this together. Let's zoom back out to the big picture. What is life actually going to feel like in this new Thane? By the end of the decade, what will it be like to live, work, and just move around? Well, by 2030, the reality is going to look something like this. Instead of one clogged road, you'll have 3 parallel routes to choose from. You'll have a metro station just a 5 or 10-minute trip away. You'll have that high-speed tunnel connecting you to the other side of the city. But most importantly, you'll be living in a city that's its own economic powerhouse, not just a bedroom community for Mumbai.
So yeah, this multi-billion-dollar plan is doing more than just building a modern city. It's creating a truly multi-directional, efficient, and, fingers crossed, congestion-free urban hub that's really built for the future. And all of this brings us to one final big question. As we watch Thane build all these layers of connectivity to create these new economic centers, you just have to wonder, is this it? Is this the blueprint for how we should be building the cities of the future?